where meteorologist Cedric Haynes joins us right now. Cedric, we talk about snowfall rates being such an important thing here because today you were live at 6 o'clock. It was raining and 50 degrees, and now you're in a wintry wonderland. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing on the roadways there, kind of the parking lot here in Travelers Rest.
Yeah, Chris, it's amazing how quickly things have changed out here within the past 30 to 45 minutes. Of course, an hour and a half ago, we had that rain, then we had the rain-snow mix, and then we started seeing that snow mixing in a little bit more, and then it flipped over to snow, but it was kind of a wet snow still. But as the air continued to cool, now we've got these heavy, fat snowflakes that are coming down at such a rate. You can see it. I mean, it's just pouring snow. So now, when these big snowflakes hit the pavement here, notice that now they're not melting completely. So now they're able to gather together and basically create this slush. And eventually, if this continues at this rate, you'll see more and more accumulation even on the pavement and the solid surfaces. But again, when we take a look at the grassy surfaces here, you'll be able to see that we definitely have accumulations taking place. Now, I'm just going to walk over here and show you again. You can see here in this parking lot as this snow is just pouring down in my face, but you can see again, we're already seeing it accumulating on the bushy areas. You have enough probably to make a decent snowball right now in some of the grassy surfaces, also on the elevated surfaces like the cars as well. And we continue to watch that here as that snow continues to come down. But again, even here in the pavement, we're seeing more and more of this slush. In fact, most of the pavement areas, the parking lot or parking spots here in the pavement now becoming more white and covered with snow. And as this snow continues to pour down like this at this rate, we'll see more and more accumulation. I mean, take a look here at this tree. You can see again as well, all the elevated surfaces definitely turning white. And we've got just a solid shield of snow coming down continuously now in the distance here in the light. Looking across the street in the neighborhood, you can even see that it is becoming much more like a winter concern. So as you mentioned, what's really interesting is even though the ground temperatures were quite warm earlier, the rate of snow, the amount of snow, and the coverage and the intensity of it have basically helped to overcome the warm ground, and now the ground is cooling off, allowing for more and more of this snow to accumulate. So it is also one of those things where it's the miracle of weather when it comes to winter weather forecasting. All the small little details always matter.
That's a great point there, Cedric. Small details mean big impacts down the road, and they teach us in meteorology school about those heavy snowfall rates overcoming a warm ground. I mean, hard to believe earlier today the birds were chirping, the sun was shining, we were at 50 degrees, and now you've got that wintry wonderland behind you there. And looking at live Super Doppler 4 HD, Cedric, I mean, it is just coming down right there around you, and with no signs of it really letting up here for at least the next couple of hours. Our latest high-resolution model, we were talking about this back and forth about 6, 7 o'clock. Doing a great job there. It looks like somebody's checking in there behind you. You know, we've got those models that show you're kind of locked in. Here it is, 8:18. We're live. You're pretty much locked in through about 10:30, Cedric. And I mean, you've got what looks like to me at least a dusting or at least a quarter of an inch on the surface there, but even maybe an inch on the grass. Where do you expect things to go with what you see on the ground right now for another 2 hours of this coming down hard and heavy?
I would definitely say that we'd probably wind up with at least a couple of inches on the grassy surfaces right now. I mean, it's absolutely pouring. I can't really tell if you can see it at home or not, folks, but I mean, it is just a sheet of just heavy snow that is pouring down out here right now. And again, it is just really accumulating here quite a bit. And I tell you, just walking back over here, I heard you mention there about the amounts that we have out here. I would definitely say on the grassy surfaces, at least about a half an inch or so is already accumulating here on the grassy surfaces here. And then once you get over into the some of the siding and the pavement area, that's where you have about a quarter to a half an inch. But I mean, look just off towards if you look in the distance there, the visibility is so low because this snow continues to come down. But what I'm noticing is some of those side streets, those surface streets that may not see a lot of traffic, that may not be pre-treated, looking across the street there in those neighborhoods, those are snow covered right now here. So that means that a lot of your neighborhood streets and side streets are probably snow covered, even though the main streets like 276 and 25 right now just may be seeing a little wet conditions right now. Your side streets are going to be the ones that are going to be more dangerous. And something else to watch is that temperature, because if the temperature drops to 32 or below, even though you have a lot of slush out here right now, that slush will eventually freeze over and that will become icy spots as well. So that's another thing to watch. But again, out here, I mean, it's incredible how the rate at which the snow is coming down right now. If you're talking about a couple more hours of this showing up, you're definitely looking at several inches showing up across the area.
Great report there, Cedric. Thank you so much for that. I mean, look at the tree there. I don't think I've seen snow this heavy in our area, Cedric, in several years. I mean, I think you go back to December of 2018 is the last time we've had measurable snow widespread across the area. I mean, this is some heavy stuff right there. And I'm looking at live Super Doppler 4HD. It's now stretching into Greenville. Cedric, we'll check back in with you here in just a few minutes.